Okay, good day, Great Wolf. So this is Mrs. Tole from Emerging Private Tutors. So today we are going to work on analytical geometry and we'll continue with the circles. Okay, so we are working with circles with the center as an origin. Okay, so let's get to see what's going on here. All right, so now let's see what we have here. So we are saying circles with the center, the origin, and our origin here is 0, okay? And we have a point here that is on the what? On P, okay, X and Y. Okay, so here is the trick here. You need to understand that when you're dealing with the equation of the circle here, what we just dealing with, we are working with distance. So if you understand the formula for distance, you are not going to have a problem here. Because we are saying for the distance, to calculate the distance here, what do we do here? This is Pythagoras theorem, and we know that if it's a right angle triangle, we say AB squared is equal to BC squared plus AC. So here in this case here, what we have here, to calculate the distance here from O, this is our O, and at our origin O, the coordinates are there are 0 and 1 and 0. Okay. And if you remember very well, the distance between A and B, okay, A and B, we know that we say AB squared is equals to what? XB minus XA, okay, squared plus YB minus YA squared. Okay, so that's what you must remember always, that this is our distance formula, and you must always remember this is what we're going to use here. Okay, so we want to calculate R here. R is the distance here. R is the distance OP. So we're going to say OP squared, okay, is equal to X minus the origin coordinate for origin is 0, okay, squared plus Y minus 0, okay, squared as well. So what do we have now in the end? We have X squared plus Y squared, which is going to give us what? OP squared. So in other words here, X is OP is equal to R. X squared plus Y squared is going to be giving us what? R squared. So this becomes the standard what called equation of a line. That's what you must know when the center is 0. So this becomes the equation of a line, and our R is the radius. Remember, distance from the center to the circumference is what called the radius. Okay, so let's get to see what are the type of questions that you might encounter, okay, when you are dealing with analytical geometry. Okay, so here what we're having here, we are told that, remember, you're told that this is -4 and -3. Okay. Okay. So here, remember, you're just asked to calculate the distance here, which is R. That's what you need to find one. The other way, the X squared plus Y squared remains like that. So what are we going to do here? We're going to say, all right, our R squared here is going to be equal to 4 minus 4 squared plus what? Minus 3 squared, because this is going to be minus 0 minus 0. So it's just like minus what called minus 4 squared plus minus 3 squared. So if we are to put there in the bracket there, minus 4 squared plus minus 3 squared, we get what? We get 25. So this is our answer, is 25. So R squared is equals to 25. That's what we have there. And therefore the equation of the line, X squared plus Y squared is going to be equal to 25. That becomes our equation of the line. Simple as that. That's what you just need to do there. Now, in this case here, we are told that this is X and Y axis. We are told that from our center here, okay, to this part here, which is the circumference, it's root 15. So it means that this becomes our distance. Because remember always, this is in the what? Y is 0 here. Y is what? Is 0. So our radius here, our distance here is root 15. But remember, we are dealing with what? With R squared. We're not dealing with radius or R only. So our R in this case is going to be equal to root what? 15. But our r squared becomes root 15 squared. So root 15 squared is 15. That's what we have there. So we find the root 15 squared, you get 15. That's what we have there. You get 15 there. So that's what you must know there. So now when you're writing an equation of a line, what do you do now? X squared plus y squared is going to give us what? It's going to give us 15. That's our equation of what? Of a line. So as simple as that. So what you just need to calculate r. That's what you need to worry about. When you're dealing with a what called circle, the center is an origin, find r, then you're fine. Okay. Now let's see other examples. So here the first example here, another example here, we are saying sketch graphs of the following circles. So you are asked to sketch here. So what must you do now? They're telling you that x squared plus y squared is equals to 8. But you know that the center is the origin. So remember, you are dealing with the r. Don't worry about whatever is in here. So what I'm going to do here, we're going to know that to sketch the circle, you need to know what r. You need to know the distance r. So what must you do now? This is r squared. In this case, r squared is equals to 8. And what is 8 in this case? Our r squared is 8. So r is going to be equals to root 8. Okay, that's what we have there. So root 8 is the distance. That's the r. That's our r there. That's our distance. So what I'm going to do, we're going to sketch a graph here like this. Okay, that's our center. And when you do that, r is root 18. So it means root 8, sorry. So it means that from 0 here, our center to the x value there, to the circumference there, it's root what? Root 8. And this side here also is going to be root 8. And there on the other side is going to be negative root 8 now, because the negative side. And that side is going to be negative also root 8. That's what we have there. That's a sketch. We're done. Then another scenario here is 2x squared plus 2y squared is equal to 32. And what I given here, what must you do now? Your coefficient of what? Of x, of both x and y must be 1. So you must deal with 1 here, with the coefficient is 1 here. 1 is 2, you need to find a way to remove it, to get rid of it. So what must you do here is 2x squared plus 2y squared is equals to 32. What must you do? You divide by 2 throughout. So you must divide by 2 throughout. That's what you must do. Divided by 2, because you're just dividing by the coefficient of these two to get rid of it. Then you're going to get what? X squared plus y squared is going to give us what? 32 divided by 2. What do we get here? If we say 32 divided by 2, what do we get? We get 16. So that's our value there. So what must you do now? It's telling us what? It's telling us that x squared plus y squared is equals to squeezing here. So what must you do here? You must know that our r squared is equals to in, okay, then r is equals to root what is it, root 16, which is equals to plus minus 4. Then when you're drawing a circle, what must you do here? You must draw your circle here, and you're told that there is our r is 4, so we have 4 going up, we have negative 4, we have negative 4. That's how we draw the sketch. This is the sketch of what? This is the sketch of your equation there. That's the sketch of your equation here. Remember what I said from the first lesson, that you must always, when you're drawing Cartesian plane, indicate the x and y. So that's what we have there. These are the answers for the first scenario here. Let's see the second question here. It's saying what? It's saying point A, root 5, lies on the circle x squared plus y squared is equal to 21. Determine the value of A. How to determine the value of A? We know that what must we do here? We have x squared plus y squared equal to 21. And what we don't have here is the x value. So we're going to say x squared plus the y squared here is what? Root 5. Okay, squared is going to be equal to 21. What must we do? Root 5 squared, root 5 squared. If you are to say root 5 squared, you get 5. So we're going to say x squared plus 5 is equal to 21. Then x squared is going to give us what? X squared is going to give us 21 minus 5, which is equal to 21 minus 5, we get another 16. So we have there, so we're going to say x is going to be equal to root of what? 16, and what we have here is going to be plus or minus 4. That's the value there. Okay, so the x value here, x value is going to be what? Sorry, the value of a here in this case is going to be 4. Okay, it's going to be 4 or negative 4. So, and what we have on the other side here, let me see here. The second question here, is saying determine the x and y intercept of the circle. So now we want to understand where your graph touches the x and the y. What do you do here? You know that you say x to get this. You know that when for x intercept, okay, y is equal to 0. Okay, so if y equal to 0, it's going to be x squared is equal to plus 0 squared is equal to 21. And x is going to be equal to root 21. So if it is root 21, it's plus minus root 21. Then the y-intercept, in this case, x will be equal to 0 because it crosses the x-axis, the y-axis when x goes to 0. Then it's going to be 0 squared plus y squared is equal to what? Is equal to 21. Then y is equal to root 21 plus or minus root 21. So when you're drawing a circle here, you're going to say, all right, here is what I have. Okay, I'm very sorry it's not that clear. Now here what we have here, we know that here we found the x value is root 21. Our center is there, root 21, negative root 21, okay, root 21, negative root 21. That's it. That's how you draw it. Okay, that's how you come up with the equation. And for in this case here, if you are to draw it very well here, we're going to say root 5. So in this case, what it means that 4 and root 5. That's where maybe it's this point here. So this point is 4 root 5 because it's passing through that. And here, remember, it's 4 root 5 in terms of y. It's root 5 there, then 4 root 5. That's what we have there. That's our points too. That's our points there. Okay. Let us see if we can get another example again. So here we are told that P, negative 5 and 12 lies on the circle with center origin. The first question is saying determine the equation of the circle. Okay, and we know that how to determine the equation of the circle. Remember, we just need to calculate and we just need to calculate r squared, because we know that solution. We know very well that x squared plus y squared must give us what? R squared. Now we're just worried about r because that's how we can find the equation of the circle. So what we're going to do here, we just want to say r squared is going to be equal to negative 5 squared plus 12 squared. What do we get here? So I'm going to say negative 5 squared plus 12 squared gonna give us what? 169. So r squared is equals to 169. And our equation here becomes x squared plus y squared is equal to 169. We are done. That's how we get the equation of a circle. Okay. So let's just sketch this to make our life easy. Here it's gonna be our center is origin, and the point here is negative 5 and 12. So let's just put it here. Okay, that's our p here, which is equal to negative 5 and 12. Okay, that's what we have there. So what are we going to do now? We are done here for your first question. Now, the second question now is saying determine the coordinates of Q if PQ is a diameter. Now, if PQ is a diameter, it means that our point here will find our Q this side here. That's how we're going to find our Q here. Because remember, if it is a diameter is a line that passes through the center. So what we can do, we can just draw here what we expect to see, isn't it? What we expect to see then is this point here. Our Q, we expect our Q to be this side, to be there, because a diameter passes through the center. Now, to calculate the coordinates of Q, remember the center is the center is the midpoint. Is the what? Midpoint. So we can use, there are many ways to calculate this, but let's use the midpoint, which is the easiest way. Midpoint, you know that we say the midpoint for A and B, for line A and B. This is an example, general formula. X is suppose xb plus xa over 2, okay, and yb plus ya over 2 divided by 2. That's how you calculate the coordinates of what? Coordinates of the center. Now here we know that the center is 0 and 0. That's our center. Our midpoint in this case here, in this case our m is 0 and 0. And we have got p and q. So what we're going to do now, we're going to say, all right, here let's call these coordinates x, q, and y, q. Let's just do this. Now we know that if we say x q plus negative 5 over 2, okay, and y q plus 12 over 2, this must give us 0 and 0, which is our midpoint. So in this case here, we're going to equate this x value to the 0. We're going to say x q plus negative 5 over 2 is going to give us 0. We solve for x in this case. Then here, y q plus 12 over 2 is going to give us 0. We solve y q in this case. So what we're going to do here, we're going to multiply by 0. If you take 2 that side, it's going to be 0 here. So x q is going to give us 5, because we're going to move 5 that side. So we're going to get what was 5. Then this one is going to give us 0. So yq plus 12 is going to be equal to 0. So yq in this case is equals to negative 12. That's what we have there. So in this case, the coordinates of q are therefore 5 and negative 12. That's what we have. These are the coordinates of q. That's how you get coordinates of q. Simple as that. So, and you can see that our 5 here, our x value is supposed to be positive in this case. So it's 5, but our y value in this case is what? It's negative. So it's going to be negative 12. That's what we know. That's how we get it easy. So here is the way. Remember, on our first lesson, we did the midpoint on analytical geometry 1. Now, here the last question here, we're told that show that the point M013 lies on the circle. So for it to lie on the circle, what must happen here? We are given that M is 0 and 13. It must lie on the circle. So for it to lie on the circle, what must happen? If we substitute our value here, our values, they must give us what called r squared. They must give us, remember our equation is x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. That's what we have. And in this case here, our r squared we're going to say 0 squared plus 13 squared is equals to r squared. Then in this case, r squared is equals to 13 squared, which is equal to, so let's say here, 13 squared, we get 169. That's what we get there. R squared is equals to 169. That's what we have there. So it means that our former equation here, the equation that we asked to find in the beginning, we find that x squared plus y squared is equals to 169. So it means we are finding the same value. So x squared plus y squared is equals to 169. So we managed to prove that the line here, this point here, lies on the circle because it's 0 and 13, and 0 and 13 here is our radius here. Well, that's our radius here. So in this case here, our radius is 13. Our radius is 13. And as you can see here, 69, if we say r squared is equals to 69, 169, sorry, r is going to be equals to root of that, 169, which is going to give us 13. So this is our 13 that we're dealing with here. So that's what we're going to have. So in this case here, it means that our equation, it touches 13, negative 13, 13, and negative 13. So these are the coordinates. These are the intercepts. These are the intercepts. That's what way it touches. These are the intercepts. Okay. So this is the end of our lesson. This is the end of our lesson. I hope you guys understand and you get the concept that you need to understand here. That's what you need to grasp here. The error. You just need to calculate the radius, the distance. So just remember your circle, the radius, how to find the radius, how you find the distance using the distance formula, and you'll be fine. Okay. So until next time, guys. Thank you. Have a good day.